Hello and welcome to National Focus. I am Curvia John. In the headlines, geothermal plant in final testing phase amid power interruptions, Dominica updates chemicals and waste management plan, and government boosts education investment. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. Dominica's geothermal energy project is entering a critical commissioning phase, with government officials saying recent power interruptions are linked to ongoing testing required before the plant can begin full commercial operations. Engineers are now carrying out system calibration and integration work as the facility is prepared for activation, marking a key step in the country's push towards renewable energy and long-term transformation of its electricity sector.
Dominica is the first nation in this region to bring geothermal energy onto its national grid. And being first means we are walking a path no one before us has walked. I do not minimize the inconvenience these outages have caused, but I ask for our people's understanding as the teething difficulties of these recent weeks are the cost of doing something new. But when this work is complete, we will have lower electricity rates, greater reliability, and a Dominica that is no longer at the mercy of imported fuel.
Since electricity generation began in March, technicians have been working through a series of technical challenges tied to the synchronization of newly installed systems with the national grid. This has resulted in occasional outages as engineers refine and adjust the setup ahead of full-scale operations.
The good news is that these issues are being identified, addressed, and resolved as part of the commissioning process. I must point out that in addition to the geothermal power plant itself, commissioning is also underway for the associated substation, the 33 kV underground transmission line, the Focole substation, and the Focole battery energy storage system, all of which must operate seamlessly as an integrated power system. Government remains confident in the project and its long-term benefits. While we acknowledge the inconvenience caused by recent outages, commissioning a project of this scale requires rigorous testing to ensure that when the plant enters commercial operation, it does so safely, reliably, and efficiently.
The long-term benefits of the geothermal project are expected to remain significant despite the temporary disruptions experienced during the commissioning phase. The Renewable Energy Initiative is projected to reduce Dominica's dependence on imported fuel while delivering a more stable and sustainable electricity supply for consumers. Government is thanking the public for its patience as work continues on the project, which represents a major investment in Dominica's energy future. Dominica is moving to strengthen its environmental management framework through an updated national implementation plan under the Stockholm Convention. This is part of efforts to address emerging challenges in chemical and waste management. Speaking at a two-day national training workshop, Senior Policy Advisor in the Ministry of Environment, Lisana Dyer, said the initiative is aimed at modernizing the country's response to persistent organic pollutants and related environmental risk.
This workshop represents an important step in strengthening Dominica's capacity to effectively manage chemicals and waste while meeting our obligations under the Stockholm Convention. The project, which is being executed by the Basel Convention Regional Center for Training and Technical Transfer for the Caribbean, BCRC Caribbean, focuses on supporting countries in updating their national implementation plans, or NIPs, to address current and emerging environmental challenges. These NIPs serve as the national blueprint for implementing the Stockholm Convention and reducing the risks posed by persistent organic pollutants. So this workshop therefore provides a timely platform for countries to take stock of progress made under their existing NIPs and to critically assess whether these plans remain fit for purpose in light of emerging environmental, technical, and regulatory challenges.
Dyer highlighted some of the benefits expected from the review and updating of Dominica's National Implementation Plan, as well as what participants can expect to gain from the two-day workshop.
Through this process of review and updating, countries are better positioned to strengthen national coordination, improve data collection and reporting, and align their implementation strategies with the obligations of that of the Stockholm Convention. Ultimately, the work undertaken here will reinforce national capacity and support more effective, evidence-based decision-making for the sound management of chemicals and waste. Over the course of this workshop, this two-day workshop, participants will enhance their understanding of the convention and the updated requirements for NIPs, strengthen national reporting and data management systems, explore synergies with the Basel, Rotterdam, and Minamata conventions, and foster greater coordination among national institutions and stakeholders.
Officials from the Basel Convention Regional Center, BCRC Caribbean, says the initiative forms part of a global GEF-funded project valued at more than $8 million and involving 21 countries worldwide. Dominica is among just 2 Caribbean countries alongside the Bahamas participating in the project. Education and skills development remain key pillars of the long-standing partnership between Dominica and the People's Republic of China. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has expressed gratitude for China's continued investment in these areas, emphasizing their importance to the country's development.
I want to thank the government of China for this gift of 6 schools, 5 primary and 1 secondary. And of course, one can appreciate the amount of money that the government of China is saving us, because otherwise we would have had to find the monies ourselves. And more than likely would have had to take a loan from an international financial institution to build those schools. So they're really saving us over $100 million of debt, monies that we can now use in other areas of the economy, other areas of social development, so that we can be further than how we would have otherwise been if we were to rely only on ourselves to do these things.
As government continues to invest in the country's education sector, additional upgrades are planned for the Dominica State College during the upcoming summer break. The Prime Minister says repairs will continue at the institution, with work on the auditorium expected to be completed before students return for the new academic year in September. He says the improvements form part of government's ongoing commitment to providing students with a better learning environment.
But no doubt we have prioritized education from way back when we came to government. We introduced universal access to secondary education. We created the Dominica State College. We revolutionized early childhood education by setting up standards and training more teachers than ever before. The government, through the Ministry of Education, we're now paying the salaries, or we have taken over the majority of preschools in Dominica, and we're now paying the salaries of preschool teachers across Dominica. And those schools that are private, we still provide a grant to them so that they to ensure that the students who come to them, who otherwise may not be able to cover the fees, that the government will defray some of the fees for students who can't afford. So every single child, from early childhood education to university, has the hope of going from one level to another. And we've seen the dramatic number of students, of young Dominicans who've had access to university, first degree, second degree, and PhDs, all facilitated by a direct government policy.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. As government continues consultations across Dominica ahead of the 2026-2027 national budget, cabinet members are engaging communities to gather feedback on the issues residents believe should be prioritized in the coming fiscal year. During a recent consultation, Minister for Tourism Honorable Dennis Charles Pemberton highlighted the importance of public participation in shaping policies and programs that address the needs of citizens.
I really want to appreciate all the valuable contributions that we heard from you this evening. I know that we all want the same thing, which is a more prosperous Dominica, and the government has been working towards that to make sure that you're more independent, you can make more money, take care of your families, and remain in the safest country in the world. What I will say to all of us, we have to pray. We're in the hurricane season. Let's pray we have no climatic events. Because as you know, government plans, every budget, we have a plan. And sometimes due to climatic events, we have to redirect funds and it causes delays. For instance, PM was sharing how to clear the trough system in 2022, it cost $4.5 million. And you know now we had a recent trough system that might cost a lot of money to the government. So sometimes these are the things that impacts government's ability to execute the plan that we had for you. But there are some valuable points and critical projects that we can certainly deal with, and maybe even prior to the budget, we can tackle some of them. So I just want to thank everyone for being here today and your contributions.
Dominica remains one of the fastest growing tourism destinations in the region, and Honorable Charles Pemberton says government is committed to sustaining that growth through continued investment in the sector.
And we have noticed, since we expanded the runway of the international airport and increased access to the country, even this hotel right here in Portsmouth has benefited, and you have seen intercontinental occupancy rates doubled from 2024 to 2025. So that means more people are coming into your area, especially in the northern constituencies, and we've noticed that you have an increased number of properties, Airbnb properties, in the accommodation sector. So you have the opportunity now to harness those opportunities because of increased visitors. What I am hearing from visitors, and I want us to think about it today, is what other things we can bring to Portsmouth so they have activities to do. There's a need for more restaurants, diverse types of restaurants. And so I want us to start thinking broadly, because what we want is repeat visitors. They come here, they love Dominica, they love the nature, but they want to be engaged more. And one of the feedback from the northern area is that what else can we add and do? So whilst we are here pondering and thinking, I want us to bring up some ideas or things that you believe that the government can help facilitate in the upcoming budget, so you are able to have those supporting businesses or complementary businesses or services, because you're going to open a marina, which means you have more mega yachts, more provisioning, and where you need training and development, so we can work together, even considering forming a community tourism group, or if you have one, let us strengthen it, let us start working together now before the marina is open. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you some creative ideas you have, how we can ensure that you increase economic activity in the northern communities and villages as we prepare for the marina and the international airport.
With tourism continuing to play a major role in Dominica's economy, residents also raised concerns about safety and security during the consultation process. Participants noted that inadequate security could negatively affect the community's appeal as a tourism destination, prompting a response from Minister for Finance, Honorable Dr. Irvin McIntyre.
Safety, I agree, is of prime importance to us, because if we're going to get our tourism industry to the next level, there must be safety, granted. But what we have to do is to maintain what we have, because we're already the safest country in the Caribbean. So it's all about us maintaining what we have so we can remain the safest country in the Caribbean. But if you were to ask me, I think all your submissions here today were excellent. You're very much on point, because recently, well, not recently, but we have a committee, a ministerial committee, that is dealing with all of these new things as to how do we continue to get the country ready. And quite a few of the things you mentioned were, as a matter of fact, Boroscore was one of the first ones we did mention. And even the Indian River was one of the other ones we did mention. We have actually identified a few of these, so that's why I'm really happy that you all mentioned all of these because all of these did come to our mind, but you just actually just said yes. And it's gratification for us that we're on the same page.
And now for your weather updates. A high-pressure system is expected to be dominant across the northern Lesser Antilles over the next 24 hours. Expect partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a few showers. Meanwhile, moisture and instability associated with a tropical wave are forecast to move over the southern islands today, bringing cloudy periods with showers and isolated thunderstorms. Occasional breezy conditions are possible. Fair to moderate concentrations of Saharan dust are expected to persist over the next 24 hours. As a result, hazy skies, reduced air quality and visibility, and warmer than normal conditions are anticipated. Persons with asthma, allergies, or other respiratory conditions are encouraged to limit prolonged outdoor activities and take the necessary precautions to avoid health complications. Sea conditions are forecast to remain slight to moderate during the next 24 hours. Waves are expected to reach around 3 feet along the western coast and near 7 feet along the eastern coast. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Curvia John. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay safe.